If you think America's two-party system is dysfunctional, then you're in the right place. Good morning, and welcome to Coffee with Art. My name's Art Rude, and every weekday morning I try to do a little video that I hope will encourage discussion. Because I love a good discussion, but I hate partisan arguments. I hate the Democrats and the Republicans going back and forth with the same darn arguments they've been using for 40, 50 years. And sometimes the same people using those arguments. We need a change, in my opinion. And I was trying to think of what I should talk about this morning, and I realized I had my UFTA t-shirt on. So I decided not to put another shirt over it, because what I'm going to talk about today is, in my mind, the supreme UFTA for the United States. I call it the iron irony. Oh yeah, and I should remember to show the book. This is my book, Political Cocaine: How America Got Hooked on the Two-Party System and How to Intervene. And so obviously I talk about this in the book. It's called the iron irony, or at least that's what I call it. The iron irony. Because here it is. When citizens have sufficient freedom to govern themselves, they also have sufficient freedom to not care. Now think about that. Let me say it again. When citizens have sufficient freedom to govern themselves, they also have sufficient freedom to not care. Yes, that is what I believe has brought down the government of the United States and the Constitution of 1787. Now, we are not as yet defunct, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I think the Constitution of 1787, our Constitution, is an amazing document. And I really believe the founders did the best they could to initiate a system that was equitable for all, as much as they could. No, there were no women involved. Women weren't involved in any of the decision-making processes in that time frame. And no complaining about that's going to change that. That's just the way things were. So we made advances. And that's the point as well. They allowed for amending their plan so it could be adjusted to work better. And as a result, women have the right to vote today. And women are approaching equality. Notice I didn't say that there was still equality. Also, at the time of the Constitution, slavery was the big gorilla in the room. And it took a divided nation and hundreds of thousands of deaths to come through that one, but fortunately, we do not have legal slavery in the United States any longer. Unfortunately, there's still slavery. So the point is, when people have sufficient freedom to not care, that could be referred to as apathy. And it's understandable. People want to live their lives, they want to make some money for their families, they want to advance their careers. All of that is understandable. But what was intended with the Constitution is a little sliver of that time was meant to be involved in the governmental process of self-government. But as more and more people chose to not be involved, more common people, in came the people who realized that they could profit at taxpayer expense. And they formed these clubs called parties. And I'm absolutely amazed that anybody in this day and age, with the horrible division between the Republicans and the Democrats, and the fact that they are supported by special interests. That's the part that I don't get. How is it that an American citizen can feel that either one of these political parties that are totally owned and controlled by special interests represent you? It was the great diversion, and it worked. People get all upset in this polarity and they ignore what's going on under the table. Well, I can't ignore what's going on under the table. We need reform in this country. So I hope you'll take part in the discussion. Political parties do not work on your behalf. The writers of the Constitution, I am convinced, felt that nothing was going to pass the federal legislation unless it proved merit to a majority of the states. Why would anybody after the Revolutionary War fought over taxation without representation? Why in the House of Representatives, the body closest to the people, why would they ever pass anything that was going to tax the people if it didn't show a benefit to a majority of the people? Well, the answer is the political parties changed all that. It no longer had to prove merit to a majority of the American people. All it had to do was to prove merit to one political subdivision, and then you get together with all the other political subdivisions and you make heroes out of politicians who can bring home the most federal money. Like federal money is free money. I got news for you. That's where your taxes come from. And partisans will be quick to blame the other side. But in reality, it's a fundamental error in the two-party system. They exist of the money, by the money, and for the money. So let's be one of the people that takes it back for the people. I hope you can have something in there to discuss today. Please remember, every day is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So please unwrap that present carefully today, because there's some good stuff in there for you. I hope you have a great day, a great discussion, and can take a whack at that two-party tree.